Cannabis has been legalized in Canada since last year, yet it is still a stigma in our society, and there's a lack of cannabis-related experiences present in the tourism industry when we could be taking advantage of this market. My proposal today entails offering an introductory cannabis cooking class that is all season, which caters to the tourism Kamloops target market persona, as well as educates individuals on the consumption of cannabis. With your support, we could bring this memorable and unique experience to life that will allow us to generate revenue, expand the growing market of cannabis tourism-related experiences in Canada within our own town, educate individuals on cannabis that promotes its safe consumption, and create a new experience that the demographic of Kamloops didn't know they needed until now. First, I would like to give you a brief overview of the industry of tourism in Kamloops. The number taken from the Tourism Kamloops Evolution Report from 2019 looks promising. The general spending capacity has increased and people are spending more in BC. The number of passengers and overall visitation to Kamloops has increased, and we believe our product experience will be able to bring more people to town. Setting the time in late afternoon gives an incentive for people to want to stay an extra night, and marketing becomes important in order to achieve this too. There has been a steady growth in tourism for 3 consecutive years, according to the report, and I believe creating room for a product like this in Kamloops will draw more people's attention and contribute to steady growth. On the slide, you can see that the passenger volume to regional airports has increased at 11% in 2018. What does Kamloops have to offer now? Kamloops has many activities to offer, but there's a lack of experiences, especially like the one we're proposing today. This isn't known yet of in Kamloops. Cannabis was legalized last year, 2019, and according to the Tourism Kamloops Evolution Report, from a provincial context, 10 billion spent on food and drinks in 2018. This shows that the food and drink industry is huge and there's a demand for it. Based on this fact, offering a cannabis cooking experience would be idealistic in satisfying the demand for this market too. Now I would like to give you a brief overview of the product experience we have to offer. This product experience entails bringing in a nomad cook to organize an introductory cooking with cannabis class for a maximum of 12 participants, in which they will each take turns in completing steps in creating a 3-course meal that's cannabis infused. After that, there will be dining and socializing and just enjoying some drinks, and participants will get the opportunity to ask questions. Now I would like to talk to you about our persona, Carefree Jenna. Jenna is a carefree individual who enjoys traveling and having fun. She loves her home Kamloops, and she's an avid supporter of her town. Jenna also loves to travel, go places with her friends, and treat herself whenever she can. Most times, she's extroverted. She's also very open-minded and always looks for ways to learn more. Jenna falls into the persona we're targeting. This target market ranges from 18 to 34-year-old. Most of this group from the Kamloops demographic would be students with either part-time or full-time jobs. Their relationship status range from single to married, etc. They make decent income, but also have support from family whenever they need, so they take advantage of their money to travel the world and experience new things. They're usually extroverted and love to be in crowds. This is why Jenna is a good representation of the type of persona we would want to target. She also suits the Tourism Kamloops target market as a domestic leisure traveler. Any opportunity Jenna has to try something new, she takes it. She's carefree, so she likes to relax, and she likes fun and recreation, which suits the product experience we're offering. Jenna occasionally consumes cannabis recreationally, to relax, and also socially. From research, about 53% of cannabis users say they would definitely or probably visit a cafe or restaurant where cannabis edibles or drinkables are served, which makes it likely for Jenna to attend this event herself. We must target more individuals like Jenna who are willing and ready to spend as well as try new things. We're now moving on to the business model, starting with the consumer pain and how this product experience helps tourism Kamloops. Here I'll briefly be touching points on the business model by first addressing the consumer pain. After legalization of cannabis, there are a lot of people who want to learn more about cannabis. This is a good way to educate them about it, so people abuse of it less. Also, to remove the stigma of a stoner or getting high, and showing people that cannabis is just more than getting high from smoking a joint. It can be a unique and memorable experience. The gap is that there's a need for more people to experience cannabis in a different light, to avoid judging it, educate themselves on it, and understand it from a tourist perspective. Finally, the second part of the business model I'd like to discuss is the sales and cost. Here I've created a simple budget that outlines our expenses in areas where we'd be making our revenue. At this moment, these are simply estimated costs based on the information I have available. Because this is a new product to the market, it is unlikely for it to immediately blow up. However, in the long run, I guarantee it will generate a lot of revenue and gain a lot of attention through effective customer targeting and marketing. Our projected expenses include nomad cook, venue, first aid kits, and additional material such as the lever machine that will be needed to create extract from the cannabis flower and the sous vide that will also be needed in creating the extract. An additional expense is the shuttle if we're going to decide to do a pick and drop option for guests arriving to the venue and leaving the venue. Our projected revenues include ticket sales and possible sponsors. Finally, we've arrived to the business model and barriers to entry and logistics. First of all, there are no licenses for using cannabis and cooking legally, so this could be an issue. In addition to that, there aren't any licenses allowing businesses to use cannabis in their cooking. This is some difficulties we found in trying to identify the ideal venue for this product experience. Right now, we've decided for it to be held at Terra Restaurant, but we're still trying to talk to them and trying to get more information about if this would be possible. If not, come up with our own space, which was recommended to us by the Nomad Cook. After a call I had with them, they recommended creating our own space to avoid any of these logistical problems or problems with Health Canada in terms of cross-contamination in the kitchen. Another issue is the stigma around cannabis consumption, as well as transportation after the cannabis product experience. Finally, here I have a sample of the service blueprint, which portrays the customer journey and their whole experience in taking part of this product. The blueprint also represents a broken down, detailed itinerary to understand the flow of the event space, and if anything, where to fail, how to go about it. This is useful in the sense that it gives a visual depiction of how the event is going to go and how a guest would be experiencing it. So, for example, the customer journey experience begins all the way from the booking process and picking up the guests if we're going to be doing that, driving the guests to the location, greeting the guests, and finally ending with ensuring all the guests have left the premises so that we have a visual depiction of how the flow of the customer journey is going to go and the flow of the experience is going to go. So my question to you is, are you ready to introduce a new profitable So my question to you is, are you ready to